Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live, number 153. We moving right along. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's show. This is a show for Thursday, August 29th, or 28th, sorry. August 28th. I don't want to put us towards the end of the month too soon. I'm trying to value the summer as it lasts. So, August 28th. This is the show where we talk about tech news of the day. I'm your host, Rod, here with some of my good friends in the chat and AKA co-host of the show. The chat here. And also, we got Owen right off the top. Good morning, Owen. How you doing? Oh, Owen left me. Oh, Owen, what happened?
I muted the damn thing. Oh my god.
Well, we got Owen here, so good morning to you, Owen. We're going to come back to Owen a little bit in the show. We're going to come back to Owen a little bit later in the show to talk about a couple of insights that he has on some things we're going to talk about here today. As always, like I said, we talk about eInk, we talk about technology for the day. We got some updates for Supernote today. We got an update for the Boox products here today, I think. 4.1. I haven't seen it. I didn't get anything on my Go 10.3. I'm looking at the Note Air 4C now. We're going to see if there's something there. We'll see if there's something there to do with that. But right off the top, let's go ahead and get into the holidays for the day, shall we? Let's take a look and see what we got here. So first up off the top, we got National Bow Tie Day. I've never worn a bow tie a day in my life. So I don't know what that's like. But if you do wear a bow tie, if you sprechen the bow tie, you got one in the closet. Listen, today's the day. It doesn't matter. You're going to get ice cream today. It's cool, but throw a bow tie on. And if anyone says anything, say it's National Bow Tie Day.
I wear bow ties occasionally.
Well, there you go. See, there you go. I love a good bow tie. I can't. They don't look good on me.
I feel like that's fitting into the stereotype, though, an English guy wearing a bow tie.
Yeah, there we go. But you know, we need those. I want to rely on some stereotypes, and bow ties with the English, I want to rely on that.
I blame Doctor Who.
You should, but it's okay. Doctor Who was a good show. That was a good show. Great show. Yeah, exactly. What else we got here? We got Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day. Now, I had to look this up because I didn't know exactly what this was. But Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day is basically a day to remember lost pets. So if you had a pet that you had to bury, you had to say goodbye to or whatever. This is that kind of thing. Now, oh boy, I'm hoping I can pull up this picture here. Oh boy, probably not. AI is supposed to be good at recognizing stuff. It's supposed to be good at recognizing dogs. It's not. It's supposed to pull up me a dog picture. Like, it's not. Anyway, there's only one real dog that I feel bad about that passed, and so I'm gonna shout Max up today. So big up to Max. He was a dog of a good friend of mine. He was a terrier, and awesome dog, great dog. He was he drooled. He drooled a little bit, so I had to keep my distance sometimes, but that's the thing. So last thing we got here is National Hamburger Day. Listen, I'm going to enjoy. That's one of my favorite foods. How do we feel about hamburgers out there? You guys like hamburgers? I mean, I'm a big hamburger guy. I'm a big finger food guy. If I can pick it up with my hands and eat it, that's one of my favorite foods. Tacos, hamburgers, sandwiches of any kind. I don't really care. I'm big on that. So National Hamburger Day, go out and have a hamburger today. It's okay. If you're a vegetarian, I would say go to Burger King and get their Impossible Whopper.
No.
Listen. I've done it. I'm about to say I would say, because I've done it in my life. I've went to Burger King and got the.
No.
I've done it. Yeah. But I avoid it now. I recommend against it. If you want to, there's a pup right there. If you want to be adventurous, go ahead and try that. If you're a vegetarian, but I'm telling you, you're not going to enjoy it all. Okay. Let's just put it that way. All right. Next up we got here is going to be the tech topics. So let's go to the chat before we do that, though. Thank you guys for being here. Let's get the applause going for the chat for being here early in the show today. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to become a member of the chat crew, hit that join button down below. You get a badge by your name. It's a good time. Just join us. You can join us also in the Discord. Become part of the crew there. The link is in the description of this video. Also, Owen is joining us with the call-in function that if you have something to say, you want to call in, say your piece about a particular topic, there's a link in the description that takes you straight to the events channel where you can join us in that way as well. So keep that in mind. Who do we got here? Oh boy, I had the thing off for Max. Derek's here. Big up Derek. Good morning, Derek. How you doing? Thanks for being here. And good morning to Mr. Mike. Good morning to eInk. Good morning to Parmesan is here. We got Aaron is here as always. I appreciate Aaron being here. Like we just said, big up to Owen. Big up to Owen for being here. Alex is here. Thank you for being here. And I think that's it. That's all in the chat right now. But if you're here just viewing, you're doing the voyeur thing, it's okay. It's okay. We appreciate you for being here as well. Let's go ahead and get to some of the chat news, shall we? I said chat news. Actually, we're gonna get to the chat before we hit the check news up because we didn't get to any of the chat comments. Sending my love, Poe and Dame Fluffington. Oh, those are pets. That's what's up. That's what this is about. I like ascots. Where do we get ascots from, Mr. Mike? Anyone who has lost a Furby, sending you love, no doubt.
Oh, he's talking about bow ties, the ascot scarf.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Owen. What else we got here? We got Buck with sending my love to Poe and Dame. I think we already got there. Mike, that is because you can rock an ascot. Not all of us can do that, for sure. Not all of us can do an ascot, and not all of us can do bow ties. Not all of us can do bow ties. Derek says, listen, I love my cat. He's my boy, but he's not really a happy guy anymore and thinks poop goes wherever he wants it to. Well, listen, you still got to love them pets, man. Still got to love them pets. We are their, in my mind, we are their pets. We do more for them than they do for us. Anyway, Buck says, I'm sorry you're going through that, Derek. For sure, Derek. Besides that, we have many years with him. Absolutely. So enjoy those years. Enjoy those poopy years. They leave us too soon. Only bad things about fur babies. Yeah. But you know what though? I haven't had to suffer that kind of loss just yet. I'm just getting into the cat pet game. It's because of Amy, and now I'm in love with her cats, all except one of them. Well, one cat is technically our cat. The other ones are hers, but I take some ownership of Philly. I don't know why. The little black cat, LBC. I take some ownership of her, but the other ones, they're foster kids to me, okay? And one of them I don't even care for. I'm not ashamed to say that. She knows it already, so this is not shocking. Peanut knows it already. I call it, I'm gonna just start calling him Nut. I don't even care. His name is Peanut. He's Nut from now on. He totally thinks I'm his pet. I don't go to bed at certain times. He starts yelling at me. Yeah, these cats do the same thing, Derek. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, now to the tech news. Pixel View reviews are in. So if you guys were concerned about Pixel reviews, I think we're good. I think the Pixel launch is going well. I'm hoping to get me one today. I'm trying. Fingers and toes crossed, but we'll see. But it's overwhelmingly good for the reviews. Like I said, I mentioned MKBHD all the time on the live, and it's because to me he's the biggest tech YouTuber on YouTube. There's probably other ones, but to me he's the best. The best. What was that? Do you watch MKBHD, Owen?
I do.
Okay, cool. I'm not sure if he's the biggest, but he might be.
He's probably the biggest.
Yeah, he probably is the biggest. But yeah, so I dig watching his content, and I really do value his opinion in the mobile space game. You know what I'm talking about. So when he talks about a cell phone, I really take his opinion as the gospel, and he has repeatedly called the Pixel phones the smartest phone in the room. And I take that to mean that it's just, I don't know. I take it to mean if you're super nerdy, this is the phone for you. I call myself a super nerdy person, so this is probably the phone for me. But there's a lot of things that people are saying about it. So let's look at some of the stuff. So Google delivers the AI phone that Apple promised. So that's one of the headlines we got here. This is the review that I actually read because to me, it seemed the most relevant. We have other ones. Sorry, Siri. Why this iPhone user is switching to the new Google Pixel. Don't let that upset you, Owen. Okay, we're going to talk about it.
It doesn't upset me. I'm good.
Okay,
That
cool.
trade deserves to burn in hell. It's fine.
Well, there you go. That's the way to take it. That's the way to take it. So the Pixel reviews are in, and they're overwhelmingly good. Everyone likes the AI features. I read an article or a partial article because then they wanted me to pay for it. I'm like, dude, I can't. Another subscription? No. So I read a partial article that was talking about the AI features and how much time it saved this particular reviewer. So I do know, but it came at the cost of giving up some of the data. And I think that might have been in the headline of the story. Giving up your data to get the benefit of these AI features. And I think that's what it boils down to with these new phones today. So it doesn't surprise me that was
what do we know about Google? What do we know about Google? You know, if you sign up for a Google product, you are the product. That's how they can
true.
afford to do what they do.
True.
You
I
know,
mean, that's what I think. But I think that's going to be the case of all AI, though. I think any AI
so.
that's going to be worth its weight in gold is going to have your data in all of it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I
So
think that, you know, when you look at terms of service in the future, it's going to have it written in that, you know, you agree to have your anonymized data aggregated for AI training.
oh yeah,
I wouldn't
oh
be
yeah.
surprised if YouTube's already done it, you
No,
know. So
they're already in that game. I think there were stories back in a while back that Anthropic was doing that kind of thing too. But yeah, so this is going to be the way going forward. I think with all phones. So we're going to be giving up data to get the benefits of AI, and I don't think you're going to have to do that. But if you want all the benefits of AI, I think that's the way it's going to have to go here. So big up to Pixel. For a successful launch and doing better than they have in the past with mind share at the very least. They might not take a lot of market share from Apple, but they're definitely gaining in the mind share category. So big up to them. Next story we got here is going to be about the Samsung Unpacked. It's not actually not a Samsung Unpacked event. There's a Samsung event happening on the 4th. Let's take a look at this. So there's an event happening on the 4th here. For Samsung, it's going to be at 5 p.m. I think that's going to be Eastern time. Yeah, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And this is not going to be the big event that Samsung holds, right? That's their Unpacked event that they did a little over a month ago. This is going to be talking about a few smaller devices like the Tab S11 that they have in the title here, and the S25 FE, which I think is their value version of their Galaxy line, or the budget of their Galaxy line.
yeah, it's their budget line. It's like I think less premium is the way they put it.
Yeah, less premium features and materials. Yeah, definitely. So I think that's what they're going to be doing here, and that's from this story. That's what they think is going to be happening at this event as well. I'll keep you guys updated on what happens. I'll keep my eye on this and see if they do anything spectacular here beyond what they have here. I'm not big into the Tab thing. The Galaxy thing, I am super interested in what they can get the price of the Galaxy down to, and what features they're going to get rid of or keep for this particular phone. So that should be interesting to keep an eye on.
I think
there.
their tablet devices are getting a lot better. Like a lot more solid in terms of
they've always been the best Android tablet devices. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, you know, in fairness, it's like it's not like Android has a lot of competitors for the iPad, which is honestly why I switched to the iPad. You know, because there was like
they used to
that
though.
kind of.
There used to be a ton of. I mean, you think of the Galaxy, you think of the Nexus line of tablets from Google. You think of the Amazon used to play a bigger role 7. In this too. Oh, me too. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Awesome device. Me too. Awesome device. I think that I think a lot of companies scaled back on it because of just they couldn't get it to work like it should. Samsung has seemingly cracked the code on getting a tablet to work with Android like it should, at least when you're comparing it to how the iPad handles, right? So yeah, they've come the closest. They've come the closest for sure. Yep. All right, so on to the next thing we got here on the docket for news is going to be, what do we got here? Google will now let everyone use AI-powered video editor Vids. So Vids is coming to everyone, basically. And if you don't know what Vids is basically a piece of software that's now in the Google apps that anyone can just get access to if you have if you have a Google account. So it used to be that you had to have a workspace account as well to access Google Vids. But now you just go into, if you have a Google account, you go into your apps and you'll see Google Vids there. It's now offering a free basic version of its AI-powered video editor, Vids, to all users. Previously, the AI tool was exclusive to Google's Workspace, like I just said, and Google AI Plan subscribers as well. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. While the free version provides access to templates, stock media, and some AI features, it does not include the newest AI capabilities that are rolling out simultaneously. These new premium features include AI-generated avatars. Users can choose between 12 pre-made avatars to narrate script. So just an avatar that you have randomly that can narrate a script that you put in. These are more corporate level type videos. So, think, something explaining how you work a machine, or something explaining new corporate policy, or something like that. Video to
I think
image.
it's great for I think it's great for smaller content creators as well, because it
I'm going to
allows
get
them to
into this.
build.
I'm glad you
Sorry.
said that because no. I'm glad you said that because I'm definitely going to get into this. I definitely think it's for corporate use, but because of them making it available to everyone without the workspace and all of that, I think more people are going to get into it and find alternate ways of using it. I was thinking about using it as well for something very particular, but so I agree. I agree with that. What else we got here? Image to video tool. It allows for the creation of 8-second videos from a single image. I think that's very cool. So that's one of the features that I was just talking to Owen about trying. AI script trimmer automatically removes filler words and pauses from audio recordings. That's going to be huge for editing. Google aims for these tools to help businesses create content like product videos and training videos and make them more efficiently, like we just mentioned here. So I think this is going to be great. I think this is going to be opening it up to more people. Is always going to be a good thing.
I think the other thing you should look out for as well is I think that Amazon, Netflix, and even Apple are looking at using AI to um, dub their content into native
Mm-hmm.
languages so that the lips move more fluidly,
Yes.
according to really, really smart stuff. That's a
Mm-hmm.
smart way of using AI and
It
something that
is,
I
and
endorse
and that
entirely.
right, and that's something that they're using. I'm not sure if you've encountered this yet, but that's something they're definitely using in YouTube videos now, where they're translating and having the mouth move and the person's voice sound more natural, saying the language in their own tone with inflections. Very interesting
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Let's go to the chat real quick. See what we got going on down here. Oh boy, we got a lot of chat. Let's catch up here. We got a lot of people in the chat. If you're enjoying the content, hit the like button. There we go. Let's get 16 likes. We got 16 people in here. Let's get 16 likes. Besides, we have many blah blah blah. We totally think it's oh yeah. We got to that already. At least Apple is doing their best to avoid these issues. I think the corporate issues, which is not all because they're a corporation. I don't trust Google as far as I can throw them, which is not at all because they're a corporation. Yeah, and I agree with you here, Derek, that Apple avoids a lot of this scrutiny that Google gets because they're not in the data selling game, right? Apple is in the services game, not data game. So they can afford to have security at its highest and have your data be your data and private because they don't have a horse in that race. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you on there. Google lost me when.
I do wonder how long it's going to stay that way, though, because, for example, Apple Music launched a radio station yesterday on TuneIn that's ad-free.
Ooh.
Also, with the F1 movie, it's worth noting that even though it only made 600 million, it actually made a profit
Okay.
because
So it wasn't a bust. It wasn't
you
a bust then.
no, it made money in a really intelligent way because a lot of it was just product placement for F1. They put a
Yeah.
lot of money into co-financing it, along with Lewis Hamilton and a few others. So I do wonder, whether they're gonna like creep in with some like ad-supported stuff, like whether maybe they'll put like an Apple TV ad-supported channel on Amazon just to get people interested in Apple TV as a service, like
Well,
using it as a throughput.
I do know. Yeah, absolutely. And on the same lines, I do know that Apple is expanding what they're doing with their services too. I heard a story. I didn't bring it to the thing today because I think that was too important, but it is relevant to this conversation. Apple is licensing out their Apple exclusive channels to where they have these channels where they have these artists that have exclusive channels on Apple Music or Apple Apple Music. It's Apple Music now, I think, right? I'm almost certain. So they're licensing out the shows that they used to be just exclusive to Apple Music. They're licensing them out to other radio stations and online stations. So that's very interesting. You mentioned that, and coupled with this bit of news, I think Apple might just be opening up its licensing on, especially, well, at the very least, its content. At the very least,
I think they're learning that they can't just rely on hardware. Because everything's plateaued out with everyone now. So it's like, that, next year's iPad is going to be pretty much the same as this year's iPad. So it's like, it's what goes into the ecosystem. It's going to be the same for Google and Samsung as well. It's what they provide as a value add that's going to be more important than the hardware.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. All right. So, getting to the rest of this chat here, we have, what phones do you have? Mike, what would you upgrade a new Samsung tablet? What would make you upgrade to a new Samsung tablet? Oh, so she's asking what would make you upgrade to a new Samsung tablet. For me personally, she's asking this to Mike, but to me personally, I think they're good. I would buy a Samsung tablet. I mean, are they as good as iPads in my opinion? No, I don't think they're there yet. But I think they're good though. And the Tab series from Samsung is very good in my opinion. Though I have never had one, I've used one, and I've seen the reviews and read the reviews because I was considering buying one for myself. Everyone has positive things to say about it, especially the way that you use the UI, and that was what I'm most concerned about when it comes to an Android tablet. Was I younger? When I was younger, I used to make custom ROMs and such for Android, but switched for work and then stopped caring, says Derek. I probably get a 17 Pro since my battery is on the way out. 17. The 17 Pro is supposedly going to be a pretty good. Well, all the 17 phones are going to be pretty good. I'm anxious to see what they do with the screen tech and the benchmarks on the new chip that's going to be in the 17 Pro. My wife got the 16 Pro, and I was underwhelmed. I don't need AI or the camera button, nice as it is. If you don't need AI, then then none of this matters, right? The camera button is another thing that doesn't really matter.
The camera button was so dumb because they should have just made that a fingerprint scanner,
Right.
So
or just press it. Right. It should have been something that was just sensing, whether you could, then that allows you to use it as a lot of things, right? Or if they just put a fingerprint reader on the button, I would have been okay with that too. My wife, I think we got to that. I used Android in my younger days, migrated to Apple for family use, says eInk. I don't know what. And we got a membership giftings from eInk. Thank you, eInk. Let's get the applause going for eInk today. Thank you for gifting those memberships. And if you are a member that just received a membership from one of our favorite members of the chat crew, eInk, consider joining next month. Consider renewing your subscription. It's a good time. It's a good time. Get a badge. Get shout outs. It's all right. So thank you, eInk, again for that. Jack got one. Royce got one. KTV says, if you can, everyone, take a minute to like the video for the algorithm overlords, everyone. Thank you, eInk, for mentioning that as well. Definitely hit the like button if you're enjoying the content, you guys. Mr. Mike says, I have 3 of them. The 10 Ultra is great. Alex says, the iPad Pro M4 is a beast. Yes. And with the new operating system, with OS 26 allowing you to the functionality that it allows, oh my goodness, that just turns the iPad Pro M4 into a even bigger beast. I can do 99% of my school and workflow with no problems. With this new update, I'm not sure if you've seen it, Alex. With the new update, you should be able to do 100% of your workflow on the iPad. It basically turns it into a computer. It basically turns it into a Mac, honestly. What else we got here? Let's go ahead and go to the next story we got here since we've gotten through the chat. The next story we got here is more countries suspending shipments. I think that's the next one here. Yeah. Yep. Next, more countries suspending shipments to the U.S. So let's go ahead and get to that. I think
You
that
should have just
that's
called this "America Continues to Make Friends."
well, you know what? We're going to talk about this and how the origins of this, because I love a good origin story. So, speaking on this story right here, we got more countries suspending postal shipments to the U.S. Earlier this week, we talked about the pause in shipments to the U.S. from various countries like Singapore, Japan, Australia. Now, more countries are joining that rule joining that suspension because of the Deminimis rule that's going to take effect tomorrow, August 29th. And for those of you who don't know, another refresher on the Deminimis rule is it is where packages valued over $800 or less or have tariffs imposed on them. So if they can get the packages down to $800 or less, there's I should have called it a loophole, because it's not really a loophole. It was just something. It became a loophole after a while. But the point is, it was supposed to increase imports, right, and be a way to help companies send packages cheaply to the U.S. without having huge taxes and tariffs levied on them through customs. So this particular rule right here allowed packages of $800 or less to pass through without tariffs imposed on them. This did only apply to China initially. But now this is going to apply to everybody on the 29th. So countries like Mexico are now joining a growing list of countries that are suspending packages to shipments in the U.S. And maybe this can spark some dialogue, and if enough countries stop or postpone shipments to the U.S., this could become an issue and spark some dialogue. We'll have to see. I'll keep you guys posted on this. But why I'm interested in this is because of what it means to the consumers, right? To us who are buying electronics, these eInk tablets that we talk a lot about, AI things that we talk about. So these things affect that. So 25 member states that have suspended postal shipments to the U.S., according to statements issued by the Universal Postal Union. So that's 25 member states have signed on to this, and that list is seemingly growing. Consumer expectations. So let's see what we have here for us, the consumer. More thorough checks for incoming merchandise will happen. And what does that do? That basically stops fewer counterfeits from coming into the country. That stops fewer unsafe products from coming into countries, because when packages imported fall under that de minimis rule, they don't follow the normal customs check-throughs that they would normally go through because of that. But when that de minimis rule is dissolved, all packages will have to go through the same kind of checks and balances that all other packages go through. So that'll make packages.
It's sketchy, it's not going to go through customs.
Say it again.
If it's sketchy, it's not going to go through customs, right?
Right. Exactly. If it's counterfeit, that's going to stop a lot of counterfeits, a lot of sketchy stuff, unsafe things. So this is going to help the end consumer in a few ways. I guess that all depends on your perspective too, though, because some people want cheaper counterfeits, regardless if it's.
I don't think it's going to work out the way you think it's going to work out, sir.
Well, you know what?
I don't think it's going to work out that way.
Time will tell. We'll see. It hinders shipping, and the availability of goods is one of the downsides to consumers, and also increases pricing. So this is all of these things are about how you see the situation, right? It's all about perspective. But the fact of the matter is, prices will increase and shipping will be hindered, as we can see happening already. So just some of the downsides, just some of the things I wanted to bring to everyone's attention about what's actually happening right now. If you see prices start to increase, if you see orders start to increase, this could be why. Let's go to the chat real quick. I wonder if
could be why.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if I should jump on a Manta while I still can, says Buck. Now might be a good time to jump on a Manta. Those prices might go up. Why couldn't you, says Derek. Sounds like they're still coming through from China. Fingers crossed. I'm on the fence on the Manta. Yeah, we faced this not too long ago with Supernote products, when the first round of de minimis rules were coming into play. This is like the second round of this. we faced package delays. We faced price increases. Rada actually went on Reddit and put out a post talking about the price increases in more specifics. So yeah, this could be the same thing, the same way around here. We could be witnessing the same thing. Derek says they ship from U.S. warehouse if you buy here, so the Deminimis can't change isn't going to affect them. Well, maybe, Derek. Can anyone else
I don't think it
confirm
works like
that?
that, sir.
Yeah. Can anyone else confirm that? Because I'm not sure. That's how that works. Because Rada went on record when this first happened, letting everyone know the prices were going up no matter the timing. They were actually telling people, buy before this time if you want it at the price it is now, because after this time, we don't know what the pricing is going to be like. And I remember that happening. And I don't think they would have said that if they had stock in U.S. warehouses. What were you going to say, Owen?
Well, I mean, if it's going to be tariffed if it's coming into the country, irrespective of like the damn things have got to come into the country is the point. So if it's being shipped in from China to their warehouse, it's still going through customs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's still
but I think you were saying they
you.
had through China. Blah, 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 blah. I think he was saying they had some stored in U.S. warehouses, like they're here already, so they wouldn't. So the ones you buy. But my thing is, I'm not sure that's the case though. But because of the previous statements they made when this kind of came down the first time. But I'm assuming we'll see. Definitely. I just wanted to put this on everyone's radar in case prices go up. We kind of know what the atmosphere and the environment is. Going on to the next story we got here. This story is actually put on my radar by our good friend Owen here. This next story, let's talk about this. We got what will end the Deminimis. No, that's not it. Intel details everything that could go wrong with U.S. taking a 10% stake. And how I have this worded is a stake control Intel. What could go wrong? Right. And so some of the finer details of the story, and then me and Owen are going to have some conversation about this. But my initial take is this, Owen, on this story. So Intel agrees to convert 11.1 billion in chip funding and other grants into a 9.9% equity stake in Intel. And basically what that means is the government would basically have a 10% stake in Intel due to certain factors. And I think the criteria in this particular deal that could take effect and could trigger depending on what other things happen in the economy. So there's a lot here that everyone doesn't know. But what we do know is that there's a 10% stake in the company by our current government. Risks outlined in an Intel security filing. So these are the risks that they outlined in this particular filing here. And these are coming from Intel. So Intel is qualifying this information like, hey, we know that there are risks with this kind of deal happening. Turning any entity into a state-owned entity, essentially. But these are the risks they foresee. Immediate dilution of their stock value. So they definitely think that this is not going to help their stock. Potential ineligibility for future federal grants. What that means, I'm not sure, and maybe me and Owen can get into a conversation about that if he knows, can give us some insight on that. Disruption to non-U.S. business due to its status as a partial state-controlled company. That's my biggest thing, and we'll talk about that as well. The possibility of legal challenges and unforeseen negative reactions from customers, partners, and foreign governments. Like maybe companies and governments won't want to work with them because they are so tightly tied to the U.S. government now. So my concerns are these. These are my concerns. The optics of the situation. What does this look like to other people wanting to work with Intel? And they brought this up in their concerns as well. Like it just looks bad, right? Think ByteDance. That's one of the reasons.
I wonder if it's going to result in. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. I just want to bring up the ByteDance point of how like we see ByteDance and owning TikTok in this way. Like right, this is the big problem. They feel like it's a state run entity that they can have. They say they're not, but they do have ties with the government. And that's our big problem with them and why we want them to sell, right? So it just, and I understand our stance on that, but it just seems like to put a U.S. company in that same situation seems counterproductive to that argument.
I just think it's interesting that Donald suddenly decided that communism is the way to go.
Well, why would you say that? Well, not to get. We want to keep
Because
this on
he's
tech though.
into.
We don't want to get too. We don't want to get too political. We want to keep it
No,
on tech related. But
it's interesting that he's made a move to make something essentially state owned. I mean, this is kind
right.
of something that the UK government would and has done in the past, whether it be
Hmm.
banking or technologies, and it's something that China does repeatedly.
Right.
Even
Exactly.
Russia with some of their technology development,
Mm.
there's government interest. So I kind of wonder whether this is an overture to actually have the government have some fingers in the technology pie so that they've got their own um, development options when
What?
it comes to developing into hardware for the military, for example. Like,
Well, I think this is
if
all
if
about
you've got
chip
a
manufacturing.
fabricator like, I
I
think
really.
I think it's a, well, see, this is what I'm getting at. I think that it's about the chip manufacturing, but I think it's more along the idea that yeah, they'll have their civilian chip fabrication, but I think that there's a potential for the government to say, okay, we want more government level hardware, restricted sort of hardware to build into our own computers,
Well,
into our
see.
own
Well,
servers,
see. For
so
me,
that
for me, it's like.
because
Well. I mean, for me, it's more. It's less. To me, it's all about the initiative that the U.S. is going through right now to get more chip manufacturing in the U.S. All right, like just to put this out there too, along with this story. Bup, 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 bup. So the reason why I say that is because this doesn't help Intel in any particular way, and there's been even when the current administration tried to get the current CEO to step down, I even think that was over manufacturing. I think this is all about trying to get manufacturing here in the U.S. For chips, and the U.S. government has put a lot of money into that initiative. Just to bring this up, the CHIPS Act, a law that advocates for over $50 billion in federal incentives for companies to build and expand or modernize semiconductor facilities in the United States. The city I left to come to
I,
Philadelphia. Well, go ahead. I'll get into that after you make your point
I,
there.
I think the problem with their strategy is that it's dangerously short-sighted. Because the way America's been behaving in terms of technologies, it's Donald made a slip that they they do things to get F-35s that the UK government has leased. People were terrified here for about a month because there were rumors going around that the US government can turn off the computer hardware in our F-35s, for example, that we bought from the US government. Um,
Well, see this story. See this story to me
I'm not,
is
I'm
just.
not, I'm not, I'm not making it about politics, Mike. But what I am saying is that from a business point of view, because of the way that the Trump administration is being in terms of business and trying to kind of strong arm people into trading with the states. There's not a lot of trust going around with that at the moment. So it's like buying a 10% stake in Intel. I see a certain amount of wisdom and acumen in that. I do.
Well, see the thing for me
But
is
I think
this
that it'll
is
be
this
a
is
hard sell internationally.
well, yeah, but see, this is not an international thing. I don't think they're. I think this is just a getting chip manufacturing back to the U.S. tactic. That's literally what it boils down to me as. Now, how they go about doing that may be different. And we both differ in this, Owen, and that's okay. But for me, it's just about chips. And how they can get manufacturing here. And like I was just mentioning about the CHIPS Act, I left Syracuse to come to Philadelphia, and Syracuse right now is is going to be one of the biggest cities for chip manufacturing because of this CHIPS Act that I'm talking about. Now, the CHIPS Act also, now that Intel has a 10% stake, or that the government has a 10% stake in Intel now currently falls under the CHIP Act. So now they can get some of these subsidies to do things that they would not normally be able to do with their facilities here in the U.S. So I do think that this, for them, it helps them in that way. It gives them incentives. Tax breaks. They're definitely going to get tax breaks. They're definitely going to get all of the money that they're allotted to for the CHIPS Act. So I get it. It could be a lot of different things here.
Can you explain the CHIPS Act to me?
Yeah. So the CHIPS Act is basically a law put in place where the government is going to give companies and subsidize the building of facilities here in the U.S. So take Micron, for example.
Okay.
Micron is going to build it's going to invest $100 billion into the U.S. economy by building semiconductor facilities. So they're going to do this by hiring engineers. So engineers that would normally be living in other countries because that's where the facilities are, now they're going to be living here in the U.S. because that's where this facility is going to be. It's essentially going to transform Syracuse, New York into being a hub for chip manufacturing. And so they give them tax incentives for, I think they're going to get tax breaks for the next 10 years while they build the facilities and run them. They're going to get they're going to get 6.1 billion of the 100 billion that it takes to build the facilities. The government is going to subsidize that. So there's a lot of incentive for companies to come here. I was driving for Uber part-time when I first got to Philly, and I'm telling you, like, one of the guys that I had in the car with me was basically telling me how he was one of we were talking about this particular story. He was telling me how he was one of the people who Micron was trying to recruit to come to upstate New York to work in one of the facilities that they're going to be building. And they were offering tons of money. And the reason why they can offer, he was like, they were offering triple what he was getting paid, but he was like, he just couldn't see living in that part of the world, so to speak. So he had to turn them down. So I'm thinking, they can do that because they're getting offered so much money, to subsidize it, and they're getting so much, they're saving so much money in tax breaks. So that's essentially the CHIPS Act right there. It's a way to get manufacturers who are making chips to come to the U.S. and do that business here in the U.S. And I think, I'm not sure what Micron is actually. I think Micron is a Hong Kong based company. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Let me get here. Let's see. Let's just ask AI. Let's see what that we have. Micron Technology is based out of Boise, Idaho. What the hell? Is Micron a US based? Oh wow! For some reason I thought Micron was a Korean based company. No, so even US companies. So this is help. Yeah, so this is helping the US companies already. So Micron is a US company that's being helped by this chip act that now Intel is going to be helped by as well. How Micron gets to take advantage of it, and Intel didn't get a chance to take advantage of it initially, I'm not sure. That's interesting. That's super interesting. Huh. We'll have to do some digging on that. I'll definitely have to do some digging on that, you guys, and find out why Micron wasn't initially able to take advantage of it, but now they are. Yeah, this is all getting very interesting.
I mean, what's the viability of this? I mean, is the plan to actually, fabricate everything in the US to sell to specifically US businesses and people? Or is it to compete on a global stage? Because I'm not convinced that this will work on a global stage.
No, it's just to reduce reliance on other countries for our chip manufacturing because we don't produce any chips here. Now, that was my thinking initially until I just realized that Micron is a US based company. So now I'm thinking, okay, maybe that train of thought is not correct. But regardless of anything else, the point is to bring more manufacturing for chip making to the U.S. And oh, this would sorry, here we go. So these might be fabricated. These might be designed here, right? But they're being made in other countries. This is forcing the manufacturing of these chips to come to the U.S. There we go. That's where we're going with this, Owen.
So
Yeah.
along with Micron, you've also got Samsung and SK Hynix that do their DRAM, NAND flash, and SSDs. So I mean, I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's a well, you know what? Let's move on from this. But the point of the matter is, this is a tactic that is supposed to bring manufacturing to the U.S., but it just looks odd. I think we can both agree on that, right? On that, it just looks really odd.
I
The optics of it.
I mean, that's the thing. This is what we're getting confused about. I mean, we both agree a lot in principle. It's just that my mindset is that I don't understand how this is going to benefit the U.S. economy if they're trying to sell internationally.
Well, I don't know that answer, and we're going to have to wait and see to find out if it actually does that, because that's the only thing that's going to tell us is a little bit of time and patience to see what actually pans out. Moving on to the next thing we got here is you know, what's up, Owen?
I was going to say, I mean, the big concern I have is Intel needs a lot of work, and they're way behind AMD.
They are. They need a lot of help, and maybe this will help them. I mean, they're definitely going to get tax breaks and incentives, so maybe this will help them out a little bit. Next thing we got on the agenda is going to, well, we probably have to hold this to the next show because we're running a little bit long here. The Anthropic Auto-Clicking thing, we're going to have to save that for another show, just so we can get to the eNote, or not eNote, but the Supernote updates and the Boox 4.1 updates before we get too long in the show. But let's go ahead and get to the eInk section real quick, you guys. All right, moving on to eInk here, we have Supernote updates, and we have a 4.1 Boox update. Now, I'm going to need you guys' help on the Boox update. I'm going to need you guys' help on that. That's just kind of what it's going to be, because I don't have that update yet. And if anybody knows what the official update is, and I think this update right here is just the official version of the 4.1 beta that I already had. And if that is the case, then there's nothing to really talk about. We've already talked about that. But the Supernote update is something new. So we're going to definitely take a look at that. And we're only going to take a look at the updates here. So feel free to chime in, you guys, if you have any news on the 4.1 Boox update on whatever devices that you have out there. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Moving on to this here, we have, here we go. Let's read it straight from the Supernote, shall we? Can I zoom down? Can we zoom down? I think we might be able to. All right, there we go. All right, so we're only going to go over the things that were added to this particular update, and we can talk about those if you guys like. Now, one of the things that I'm super excited about is the digest update. Now, that was my big thing. Now, apparently, this brings some other things that are cool, but listen, check it out. I want someone to explain to me why the quote carousel is a big thing. Like, let me know why everyone's like up at like. They're like, oh, quote carousel. I want to understand.
What is a quote carousel?
Exactly. We're going to talk about it. For me, I don't understand what the quote carousel is. Yeah, I don't understand what the quote carousel. I know what it is, right? I know what the quote carousel is, and I know what it does. I'm just concerned. I'm not concerned, but I'm just interested in why it's a thing. Like why everyone's like excited by it. For two reasons. I'm gonna get to those. But let's go ahead and get to the updates first. So first off, we got here. They added the text box feature. So these are all official features that are come from the beta as well, I think. Supports insert digest, pasting text, and creating a new text box in Notes. Supports recognizing and converting lasso selected handwriting into text. Supports setting text as bold and italic, adjusting text alignment, and selecting font type and size. Supports using custom fonts and built-in handwriting fonts. Supports searching and text in Notes. Supports searching for text in global search. Digest optimized. Actually, this is the digest function. So digest has been optimized and it supports creating digests directly in the Digest app, supports recognizing lasso selected content in the Notes app as digests, supports creating digests using the text selection pin in PDF, EPUB, CBZ, FB2, and XPS documents. Supports searching and categorizing digests, supports importing digests, supports syncing digest data to the desktop and mobile Supernote partner apps. The documents gets added support for copying text using the text selection pin in PDF, EPUB, CBZ, FB2, and XPS documents. System gets added, gets the added ability to add the clipboard feature. Well, adds the clipboard feature. System added the clipboard feature. Only works for the text content. Oh, so you get clipboard functionality through the system, and it holds that information across the system. Okay, I got it. Very good, very cool. I didn't know that was already there in the beta. And those are the additions there. Now there are other things there. What do we like about this update? Have we been able to dig into this, chat? What do we like? What do we don't like about it? Personally, for me, the digest is the big thing. But they specifically mentioned, and whoa, here we go. They specifically mentioned the Easter egg here. An Easter egg is hidden in the system version awaiting your exploration. I'm really don't. Oh, wait, too. There we go. I really don't know why that's a thing. All right, it's quotes. It's a quote carousel is what the Easter egg is. And matter of fact, can we take a look at it? Let's see if we can take a look at the quote carousel here. I said quote. Yeah. All right, here we go. So new quote carousel feature. So basically, it allows you to put a picture there, and that's not a good. I saw countless pictures of this earlier, and I was like, oh, chat, why can't I pull this up now? Why can't I pull it up? Carousel quote Supernote. Let's just see images. Can we see images? There we go. None of this looks like what that was, though. Okay, so what it is basically you could put an image up on the screen. Ed put an example in the Discord, but he's got his family on the picture, and I don't want to put that up on the internet. But basically, it's a picture that you can put up on the screen that has a quote by it. I don't see an example here. Maybe I just don't know. Okay, I don't know, chat. But we do know what I'm talking about, chat, right? This quote carousel. Is Ed in the house to explain why? No, Ed's not here to explain why. But the quote carousel thing to me is interesting because it's like it's a quote that you could put a picture on, and I don't know if it's a screensaver or if it swaps out. If it's a screensaver, I totally get it. If it's a screensaver, I totally get it. Because if it's a screensaver that just intermittently changes and gives you a quote that you can look at over time, and it's got a picture there that you like, I get it. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've overthought it. Buck says 4.0 on the Note Air 4C is nice, but it didn't fix any major lasso issue in Neo Reader, and the pressure sensitive pin is broken. Okay, that's a thing. Savage. You guys on the politics here. Listen, I don't talk politics. I talk politics as it pertains to the tech, right? If politics gets involved in tech, and the reason why I think I talk politics on a tech show is when it's talking about the consumer side of things. So if it affects the consumer,
politics.
Whoa, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So the only reason
you, Mike, but I wasn't.
No. I do it as it pertains to the consumer. So if it pertains to the consumer, if it pertains to prices going up, if it pertains to availability, I talk about it. And it may bleed into other things. So just keep that in mind. That's not the intent. It's not the intent, even though it may bleed out into those things. The intent is to put consumer awareness out about availability and pricing, because tariffs affect both of those things, and this de minimis rule affects both of those things. So if that offended anyone, that wasn't the point. The point was just to bring out the fact that there's things that are affecting availability and pricing for electronics.
I think Mike was upset about the Intel thing.
Oh, well, that's the de minimis rule thing that we're talking about.
Oh, was
oh
it?
no,
Okay.
no, that was different. No, my bad. That was different. That was the Intel thing was them taking a 10% in the company. But that again is about that story to me is important even in a tech show because it's about a technology company, right? It's Intel. They make chips for all kinds of things, right? So these are all tech stories that are affected by the current climate and politics. And if that offends anyone, that's not the point. The point is just to bring these stories that are affecting technology, even if they are politically motivated, not to make it a politically charged conversation. So there we go. But moving on to that, I don't really understand the quote carousel, but if it's a screensaver, then I totally get it. If it's a screensaver, I totally get that. What else we got here? No, Aaron, I'm listening. I need to know if I need to care. How does Boox compete? Where's Aaron at? I'm not allowed to comment on Supernote, LOL. You are allowed to comment on Supernote. I want to hear it. And I want to know your thoughts on the quote carousel. Is that a screensaver with, because I haven't found the Easter egg yet. Is that just a screensaver with quotes? Which is what it looks like it could be to me. A screensaver with quotes, but I could be wrong about that. Any other news on the 4.1 update for the Note Air 4C? Or any other device that they have the 4.0 update for? I think the Note Max has that as well, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, I got top chat on. My bad. Oh boy, I missed a lot of chat. I missed a lot of chat. My bad. I was supposed to be on live chat and I was not. I don't think we're doing bad today. It's only 11:30. We started at 10:30, so I don't think we're doing bad today. This has been a decent hour of getting some tech news and some politically charged tech news, and some eInk news in here.
I'm getting political. Stop stirring the pot. Jesus Christ.
It's always fun. It's always fun. No, this is all fun.
Stop it.
This is all fun. Listen, there's a lot of tech shows you can go to and get just tech. You know what I mean? There's a lot of tech shows you can go to and just get the headlines. But at least in this tech show. No, brother. This is lifting you up. There's a lot of places you can go and get tech news. There's tech news shows where a dime a dozen. I can throw a rock and hit 1,000 of them. But where are you going to go and get tech news that you're going to get context into the tech news, even if it touches on politics? I mean, this, you know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. As long as we don't go too far into it, I'm cool. If we touch on politics, I'm totally cool with that, because that's something that a lot of tech shows won't do at all, even touch on the political side of tech news. And to me, it's all integrated sometimes, especially when we talk about a technology company having or selling off stake to the government. That's tech worthy. The Deminimis clauses, tech worthy because it brings price contextual information to the conversation. So I'm okay with that,
though, brother, because you're playing good cop, bad cop. Like, I'm talking about what I worry about, and you're like, nothing to do with me. This ain't me talking about politics. This is my brother Owen. Like,
no.
Oh my
I
God.
talk about. I'm the one who brings these politics stories onto these stories onto the show. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that though. I'm okay with a little bit of politics touching my tech news, because it sometimes you can't avoid it, and avoiding it is avoiding huge tech stories. You know what I mean? So sometimes you can't avoid it, and I'm okay with those times that I can't avoid it, because it doesn't always happen, and when it does, it should be talked about. So I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. What else we got here? Any other
Mike,
e-ink news though? Mike knows we love him. Mike's going to be perturbed no matter what though. I think that's just the commonality here. But yeah, any other tech news that we need to touch on and talk about? Let's see here. What we got in the chat? Mike, is there a way you would use digest in your? I think I'm not allowed to comment on. Oh, I think Mike left us. Mike, listen, we love you, Mike. Okay, just know that we love you here.
Great. I made a perfectly cool dude rage quit. Thank you, Rod. Thank you.
No. Listen, I've made many people rage quit. I'm okay. And this, like I said, these are topics that I put on my show. So I talk about the topics I put on my show, and I'm okay with that. And Mike's okay with this. Mike just gets perturbed. I get it. But yeah, if there's no other eInk topics to talk about, let's go on to the end of the show. Let's go on to the end of the show. I want to thank Owen for being here today. Thanks, Owen, as always, for being on the show. Your perspective is valuable.
You forgot something.
What did I forget?
Something.
Oh boy.
Google closing their app store.
Yeah, but we got to do it on tomorrow's show.
The walled garden. Oh,
we got to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to do that tomorrow. We'll step on those tomorrow for sure. But yeah, getting to the end of the show here.
Google Cookout.
You should. I gotta get myself educated on that stuff. I'm not versed in that yet, so I gotta get myself educated. Let's go ahead and get to the outro here. Thank you guys for joining me on today's show. I appreciate you. Again, if you want to join us on our show here, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever, Monday through Friday, we do the show. We'll be back here tomorrow talking about apparently more Google stuff. We'll have Google stuff. I'm going to try to keep the text section to like 30 minutes and then 30 minutes of e-ink stuff. So half and half is my goal. I'm trying to do that. We'll see if I can get there. 1 hour show, half tech, half e-ink. We'll see if we can do it. But if you want that kind of thing in your morning routine, join us here every weekday from 10 a.m. to kind of whenever, like I said. Tech news, e-ink news. We got the chat crew here. I appreciate it. We got Owen here giving us perspective from his side of the pond. We're also going to be talking about one of the projects I have going in e-ink. So we'll talk about a secret project I got going on e-ink tomorrow as well. Getting to the rest of the chat we got here before we head out of here. Note is great when I need colors, highlight scripts, for example. Oh, this is different stuff. We are not talking about that right there. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you. Finish these topics off in the Discord if you're interested in any of this. If the political side of this didn't bother and you're like, okay, give me some more information on that. We're in the Discord. I may have to make a different section in the Discord for that, but we're in the Discord if you want to join. Hit the link in the description in the video below. Again, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all here tomorrow. Again, thanks, Owen. Thanks, chat. I love you all. Take care. Peace. Oh, and Mike, I love you too, brother. I love you too, Mike.